now, coming to you live from Midwest Bus Sales Studios in Shawnee, Kansas, this is The Bus Show. Featuring your host, Jeremy Messner.
Welcome. Thank you for watching The Bus Show. Last month for Valentine's, zoos across America offered a Name a Roach program. This has been going on for about 11 years in New York. You can pay $15 and name a Madagascar hissing cockroach after your special someone. It's a really interesting thing to give for Valentine's Day. What type of note would you give your spouse letting them know that you named a cockroach after them? It might go something like, roses are red, violets are blue. Let's get a divorce because I named a cockroach after you. I just don't get that. My family and I, we just got back from a vacation in Nashville, Tennessee. And I haven't put everything together yet on what we spent, but we spent roughly $1,000 on lodging, about another $1,000 on food. And then this number may surprise you, or maybe not, but we spent $1 million on gas. Dollar, that's what I need. That was just on the way there. While we were in Nashville, we had to trade our minivan in for a horse just so we could get home. It did come with a bag of apples, so we're good, and we got the added benefit of free lawn care when we got home, so. But that's what our episode is going to be about today, is gas versus electric. We want to give you some information about electric buses. And actually, hold on, we have some breaking news. I'm going to send it over to Derek and Chris at the news desk.
Thanks, Jeremy. So Chris, this is very exciting news about the EPA Clean School Bus program expected to come out in April. There will be $5 billion over the next 5 years. This is a special funding program to support the transition to cleaner school buses. This program is $500 million dedicated to just electric school buses and another $500 million to clean school buses, which incorporate electric, propane, and CNG.
It sure is, Derek. Think about that. $500 million per year for the next 5 years, $2.5 billion just for electrification of the fleet.
That's a lot of potential projects. You know, Chris, we had our 4th Thomas Jouley bus arrive in our Colorado facility last Thursday, and we are excited about getting these through the shop and delivered to the customer. Chris, what are some of the benefits that we see when it comes to the Jouley versus the competition?
Well, Derek, the first thing I believe really shows is how well our technology is on the Jouley. Thomas has partnered with Proterra, and they use Proterra powertrain and batteries on every single electric bus. We start out on day one with 226 kilowatt of usable energy hours. And after 8 years of usage, we still maintain 156 kilowatts of battery power. Our main competition starts out on day one with 155 kilowatts.
So you're telling us that our battery, after 8 years, has more than the competition does on day one?
Yes, it's hard to believe.
Sounds like a no-brainer. Which would be the better way to go?
I would agree. Another thing, we can also go up to 135 miles on a full charge on the Thomas Jouley. Also, with the purchase of a 65 kilowatt Proterra battery, you can go from 0 to 100% charge in less than 3 hours.
That is awesome. You know, Chris, Proterra has had great success in the transit market. In fact, they still have buses with the same batteries that are now 10 years old, running every day in different cities and climates across the United States. They have over 10 million combined miles on the Proterra technology buses under their belt and still doing great.
That's amazing. With that many miles on the powertrains and batteries, obviously they're the leader in the industry. And this is why Thomas chose them as a partner.
I agree. Chris, we've been around the business for quite some time, and I feel that with all the information coming out, the grants and the horsepower behind these projects, I really think EV is here to stay. What do you think?
Oh, I agree totally. We have meetings weekly, not only our sales staff internally, but we also have customers coming into our office, and we have Zoom meetings, just at a minimum educating the school districts about electrification of the fleet. But there's a lot of interest out there.
I agree. And if it's not customers, it's other companies that are wanting to be involved. it's investment groups wanting to understand what the backside of the battery
Right.
kilowatts and the energy storage is and what value there is there, to the different government divisions driving the grant money projects. These are really exciting times for EV school buses.
I agree. I think everyone is really excited in getting involved.
If you want to look into electrification for your school bus fleet, please contact us at the bus show at midwestbussales.com, and also check out the EPA link below on your screen. Clean School Bus Program. Chris, I don't really feel, with all this going on, that Jeremy's completely on board with the electric buses. Do you think he's completely bought in?
Well, Derek, I'm not sure, but I did come in the office earlier in the morning, and Jeremy didn't realize I was watching him, but I took some video. Check it out.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
Electric buses go for the longest time. Electric buses go for the longest time. If you said 100 miles we drove, there would still be miles left to go. What else could we do? I'm so lapped up to drive you. I haven't charged you for the longest time. Once I feared my engine would be gone. Now I know that happiness goes on. We're so pleased to have another special guest with us today. Please welcome Jouley Dietrich from Evergy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. You're the Fleet Electrification Manager for Evergy, and we've done a lot of Zoom calls together, so it's nice to have you here in person. We've got a lot to discuss, so let's just jump right in. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Evergy.
Well, thank you for having me, Jeremy. I'm happy to be here today. The relationship that you build with your electric provider when you start your electrification journey for fleet is really important. And I've been with what's now Evergy for going on 30 years. I've built relationships across our organization, and I'm happy to support our customers and leverage the relationships I built to make their transition to electric fleets easier.
Right. Well, you are the perfect person to have on the show here today to help us continue talking about electric buses. So for districts who are considering to go with electric buses, what do you think is the most important thing for them to consider when they're discussing their charging stations?
That's a good question. So electric bus purchase is a 10-year plus commitment. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, you are not replacing all of your buses at the same time.
Right.
So partnering with your utility company early on when you get going can help us kind of marry up your short-term and your long-term goals.
Right.
So that we can kind of be there and meet you along the way and meet your electric needs. Okay. We can even, in the early on in the planning process, can help maybe recommend some design considerations to future-proof your design. Okay. You can run conduit to future locations so that you don't have to dig up your parking lot multiple times. You could separately meter your electric charging service so you can take advantage of time of use rates now or in the future. And we are definitely your source for discussing, your utility rate and what would be the best utility rate for you to be on. Right.
So those calls that we have been on with customers, I know we spent a lot of time talking. I know districts will be happy to hear if they could come up with a plan to help them not dig up their parking lot several times is a good thing. So more kilowatts equals faster charging times, but it can also mean a little bit more money up front. Do you see districts kind of going that direction, or what do you see them doing?
I think it really just does depend. I know that a faster charging design is something that's probably more comfortable because it mimics what's currently happening now when you fuel your cars with diesel. Right. But we also like to have discussions about managed charging. There is software that can help you kind of input how you use that bus all day long, what your utility rates are you taking advantage of a time of day or time of use rate? And that managed charging can be key in kind of helping drive down your cost and help you plan when that charging happens.
Okay, that's a great tool. Mm-hmm. So one of the more important questions I think for districts would be, what are the grant opportunities when they're working with their energy provider?
Yeah, this is just something that is really even hard to keep up with right now. There's so many different opportunities coming on deck. Right. One of which is a new rebate offered by Evergy. So we just were recently approved to offer level 2 and level 3 charging rebates, $2,500 per port for level 2 charging up to 10 ports, and then $20,000 per port for level 3 or DC fast charging up to 2 ports.
That's great.
Yeah.
So if districts wanted to get in touch with you directly, how would they be able to do that?
The easiest way to get in touch with me is to go to evergy.com/start. There'll be a quick form for you to fill out, and that gets you right in touch with me and asks just some simple questions that will help inform our first discussion.
Right. Thank you very much. So I'm glad you were here today. You're not off the hook yet, though. Okay. So as you know, we like to end these shows with a little bit of a competition, and it's March, so we're going to play a little bit of basketball. So I need you to pick between Derek, Chris, and myself. And remember, I'm 6'4", and I was the high school basketball player of the month in December 1990. So keep that in mind as you're making your decision.
Okay, so yeah, I have been 5 foot tall since December of 1980. So I think I'm going to go with someone with a little bit of height. I'm going to go with you, Jeremy.
Good decision. Good decision. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, thanks.
I want to thank Derek and Chris and especially Julie from Evergy being here today. We had a lot of fun with our basketball competition, and due to the magic of editing, Julie and I actually won, and we were representing the state of Kansas. So the first 2 Kansas districts who email us at thebusShow@midwestbussales.com will win a free $50 gift card. Don't forget that Midwest Bus Sales is a full-service dealership with sales, parts, service, body shop, warranty. Give us a call and we'd be happy to help. Tune in next month and we'll be talking with Sky Kincaid from the Kincaid Group, and we'll be talking about the Kincaid Foundation and all the charitable works that the group and all of our members are involved with. Thanks so much for watching.
Might be wrong, maybe electric is the way to go. It's come very far, now it's more than I